every twice a day she's able to withdraw more than half, just cash monies. Georgina Musembi, she's just withdrawing cash, money from operations. How? Did you ever question that, former CEO?
Or former chair?
Or former chair, or anybody would. The gentleman, you've been raising your hand. Sergeant Atam, you'll help him with the mic. Maybe he can shed some light.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Ngudu, former board member. I'm also the outgoing, I was actually the chief officer of finance at that time. And I think I would want to make a few clarifications. I want to follow up from where Dr. Kali has stopped. The budget that has been, and it's also good that we note that Dr. Kali was also the chief officer, budgeting and economic planning. I hope you'll be given time again to speak to the budget that has been attached as part of the responses from the government. But I'm quite aware of the contents of that budget. The budget that has been read, and it has caused a bit of confusion, and I understand really why that confusion is arising. The budget does not belong to Kikotech. That budget, if you look at it, it's budget for Ministry of Trade, Cooperatives and Investments. And this is where Kikotech is hosted. And the figure that have been read by Honorable Governor Malombe, for 2018-2019, Kikotech did not exist as an entity. The document that created Kikotech, the instruments, the corporation, the Kitui County Corporation Act, was passed, if my memory serves me right, on 27th of November 2019. The board, which is sitting before you, honorable members, was regulated on 29th of January 2020. So the board and the acting CEO are right when they mentioned that the assets that they found at Kikotech, they found them, they may not know where they came from. The big figure of 67 million that has been mentioned under wrongly under Kikotech is a budget that was approved by the County Assembly for the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Cooperatives. Kikotech was just one of the many programs that benefited from that budget. It is true that the same budget funded crusher, marketing of the county, of other county entities, and a few other things that were basically outside the Kikotech. So the issue of autonomy of Kikotech is that Kikotech could not spend when it not exists, but it was a program that outgrew the capacity of the ministry. Then they found the assembly and the county government, in their wisdom, decided to convert this program into an entity. Without having the benefit of the document that support the withdrawals by Georgina Musembi, I think it's also important we appreciate how Kikotech was running. I'm not trying to explain the withdrawals, the quick withdrawals of $500,000 million or the amount that have been mentioned, because I haven't looked at the vouchers. But generally, it's good that we appreciate that Kikotech is run, for that time was run by Cashos, and Cashos will be paid weekly. So once we get the benefit of looking at the vouchers, probably we'll be able to see whether there is any correlation between the amount that are being, the support document for the amount that were being withdrawn.
Point of order.
Yeah, what's your point of order?
Who is taking us again, responding to questions that have not been put to him. So why can't we just stick to our questions? We will get
stick to
there.
the question.
Okay. We will get there. And before we get there, there are records here, and this is a house of record. No, the records that have been brought to the Senate indicate that in 2019-2020, there are no transfers to Kikotech. That time Kikotech is operating. It's not being run under the Ministry or the Department of Trade. It's already operating. And there's no money that has been transferred to Kikotech. Listen to this, this wild goose chase. There's no money that has been transferred to Kikotech. But almost every day, Georgina is withdrawing 541, 43, 48, consistently for a month plus, 540 something. You can only withdraw money from an account that has money. So where has this money come from? Where has the money come from that Georgina is withdrawing all the time, 500 plus, 500,000 shillings plus? And yet on record, no cash transfers to Kikotech. Where is the money being withdrawn? Where has it come from?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, my senator, for that question. I'll start by responding to the funding of Kikotech pre-inception of Kikotech. When you look at the response that have come from Honorable Governor Malombe for 2018 and 2018-2019 financial year and 2019-2020 financial year, I just hope that that figure would have been split into the right financial years, so that you can be able to look at each year what figures you're talking about. Having said that, though, you realize for 2019-2020 financial year, that year has two bits. The first bit is the first 7 months pre-inception of Kikotech, and the other bit is the final 5 months to make up 1 year from the inauguration of Kikotech by the board. With the inauguration of the board. So the figure that would have been spent up to February of 2022 would automatically come from the approved county budget, which is sitting in the ministry. And I think then, because the Kikotech now has got its own life, when those ones are coming.
For anybody in the team of the governor to testify on behalf of another person, or whether that there will be need for that testimony to, I mean, I know it's clarification, but whatever the gentleman was sharing was akin to testimonial, if I get it right. But perhaps you can guide.
Do not appear to be defending a potential witness who is not here. And Senator Enoch had directed you. Please respond to the specific question you have asked. Don't meander around. Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. As you wrote, let me try to be specific to what our good senator has asked and needs seeks clarification. When you look at the statement for Kikotech, there are two statements. There is one for operations account and there is one for revenue account. It's Annex 3. Annex 3 is operations account, page 1 up to page 3. Okay? And then after that, it's a revenue account, page 1 to page 5. When you look at these dates, the account was opened immediately after Kikotech was constituted through a gazette notice. The regulations, County Corporations Act.
When was the account opened?
It was March, because I can see the first transaction here was 7th of March, 2020.
2020.
Yes, and this was when, 7th of March. Because in the operations account, that is when the charge for checkbook went through. The checkbook was issued immediately the account was opened.
Let's walk slowly.
Yeah.
Because I said you are our man. You know, you're the man that we need to interrogate. So, do you still maintain the position that in the year 2019-2020, there are no transfers to Kikotek from the county government of Kitui?
A big yes.
Now, then explain the transfer of the cash deposit from Kitui of 543,000 and another 543,000.
Which annex?
Next.
The operations account?
Page 1, yes, operations account. On the 7th of March, there are two deposits there of 543 and another 543.
No. That's transaction reference, 5434502. That's the transaction reference number.
Okay.
The amount that was deposited was 11,100 shillings.
That's transaction deposit. So 11,000.
Yes.
This
to me is a payment which was done by a client who came to buy items from Kikotek.
I'm asking you, what is the name again?
Justice.
Relax.
I am.
Is 11,000 shillings money?
It is money.
Is it money that on record has been captured by the bank as being deposited to a Kikotek account from Kitui?
From the record I have,
Yes.
it is money deposited, cash deposit from Kitui. Kitui doesn't mean it's Kitui
It's
government.
government.
Yes, it's
Okay,
not Kitui
that's okay,
government.
just clarification.
Yes.
I'm telling you, relax. You don't relax. You know? Don't be in a defensive mode. We just trying to
Clarify.
see where money got lost, because some money got lost. Yeah. So you're saying you still hold the position that in the year 2019-2020, no single cent was deposited to Kikotek from the county government of Kitui.
There is no single cent that was deposited because the account was opened in March 2020.
Okay. On the same note, question by Senator Enoch, what is TRF? What were these transfers from TRF?
I don't know what TRF means. Yeah.
They are big transaction. There was a transfer from TRF to Kikotek of 2 million shillings
When
in
is
May.
that? May this.
Then there was another transfer from TRF to Kikotek of 2 million. That was in 14th of May. And then there was a transfer of 10 million on 16th of 10 million. And then we had another transfer from TRF on the 25th of May of 8 million. So who is this TRF?
Okay, to me, I think it's transfer.
From where?
When you read that transaction let me take you for example like the 10,500,000 shillings, 10.5. It is RTGS remission, I think. From the entity that transferred is Eastern and Southern is not clear. When you go down there, it is RTGS, RMT, the judiciary. Kikotek had worked had an order from judiciary. This is a payment that came from judiciary. So all these credits you're seeing here, they are payments. Some of them customers, they are just local suppliers. They come and order, they go and deposit direct to the Kikotek account. But the big figures are money that are being transferred from institutions that had given Kikotek orders.
Just a clarity, Chair, through you, they had two accounts. This one for revenue is where they make sales, so they receive money.
Yes.
True or false?
True.
After they have made that sale, then they have that operation account for expenditures, and then you transfer to that operation account so that you can make your expenditures to the suppliers. That is why we have the TRF in banking means transfer. So that's why we have TRF now to the operation account of 10 million, of 2 million, of 8 million.
Yes.
And that is why there's the bigger query of the one Mutembei, Georgina. Now, in her case, she was withdrawing cash. True or false, CEO, Chief Officer?
Yes.
she withdrew cash. And at this platform is where the board should also be telling us, the chair of that former board, how you gave her authority as the CEO, because you are the top body. How you authorized cash withdrawals by one Georgina. Why was that done?
And it was not just Georgina. We had someone else called Faith Mona, who was also withdrawing cash. Who is Faith Mona?
CEO,
Herman,
Chair,
who is Faith Mona?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's Faith Mona.
Maybe the former chair, through you, Chair, he can be able to advise us with Faith, and also explain to the committee why you are allowed Georgina to withdraw cash. Former chair.
Okay, Mr. Patrick, the former chair. I cannot remember someone by the name Faith Mona. And I'm also as well trying to check where Georgina was withdrawing the 541 on daily basis here from the transaction, and I cannot get them.
Wait, let me just remind you, according to the statement, Faith Mona on the 29th of May withdrew 172,000. Or maybe he was given a check to go and withdraw cash, 172,000. And then again, there were other cash withdrawals. Besides Mutembei, there were other cash withdrawals which were withdrawn. Maybe through checks. Like on the 30th of April, there was a cash withdrawal from Kitui branch of 90,000. So this account was being operated on cash basis, clearly, from this statement. And these statements are not complete because they are just for 2 months, April to May. We are sure there were transactions in 2021, there were transactions in 2022. Where are the other statements? Chair, the former chair, you have not said anything.
Okay, I've said the mandatory signatories for the account was the CEO of the Kekotech and one of the staff of executive in the Ministry of Trade.
But surely, Chair, what was the function of the board? Because the board, you receive financial reports from the CEO. Yes, when you sit in the board. Were you not questioning these transactions?
Okay, we were questioning them, the chair, through the finance committee. We worked through the committees.
Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence that you issued? You required the CEO to explain. Have you brought the evidence that you, in your meetings, is there any evidence, minutes, indicating that you indicated concerns about how the money was being managed?
We have all the meetings since we started our board meeting since 2020.
Can you provide those minutes to this committee?
Yes, we have all the minutes. But some of the transactions that are withdrawn here, maybe they are not approved in the minutes. They are not because the board...
No, I think the chair, you should reframe your question like this because we are on the same page. Bwana chair, tunauliza, ulijua ya kwamba Georgina ana withdraw pesa, cash, kutoka kwa benki? Wewe kama chair wa hiyo board, ulijua Georgina anatoa pesa kama CEO?
Yes, we knew.
Kwa hivyo wewe ulimruhusu atoe cash?
Yeah, for operations.
Operation.
Yes.
Mulikuwa na akaunti. Nimeona hapa kuna cost ya checkbook, sio?
Yes.
Kwa nini hamkulipa hawa suppliers na check? Kwa nini mlitoa cash mulipe cash? Kwa nini hamkulipa na check? Vile customer amewalipa pesa imeingia. Alafu mnapeleka kwa operation. Hii operation ya account ya expenditure ilikuwa na checkbook. Kwa nini nyinyi kama board hamkuhakikisha checks zimesainiwa vizuri zikiwa na attached expenditure that has been approved?
Okay, that is exactly what we are doing. We used to approve all the money through the checks that were being paid to the suppliers. The cash that were being withdrawn was for the operations in the offices, of which I think it's not much.
It is, so $500,000 to you is not much, eh?
What?
$500,000 is not much. It's petty cash, it's too small. Chair.
All the suppliers actually were paid through checks.
Umesema ya kwamba, Chair, I want this clarity. The question that we are asking, and the Chair is asking about the money that even Faith Muna withdrew. The 172, the $500,000, we've seen 200, we've seen so many figures. So according to you as the Chair, these are small monies.
Me, I've not seen that.
It is in your statement.
For the Moon, I think it was written a check. It was written a check, and maybe he can present it to the bank. I've not went through all those transactions.
You know, former chairperson, you are taking us in circles. And you know, this is a committee of the Senate, which has powers, quasi-judicial powers, like the High Court. So when you are appearing before us and you are responding to issues, you must understand that. And I am very confident that the board had a role in this matter. Because your own act, the Kitui County Corporation Act, had vested some responsibility in you to ensure proper financial management of the entity. And I would like the legal officer to read out the particular provision of the Corporation Act, the County Corporation Act. Before, yes.
I'm struggling with an entry here, Annex 3. You can just go there, Annex 3. Annex 3. On the 24th of April. Yeah? So, Chair, what has happened on 24th of April? 700,000 shillings has been transferred from the Kikotech revenue account and deposited to the operations account of Kikotech. The same day, our good lady Georgina has withdrawn 610. Can somebody explain that? Perhaps maybe, Chair, perhaps Georgina should be here. Perhaps Georgina should be here because I'm not sure this gentleman will.
Yeah, Georgina is an interest, a witness of interest in the earlier meeting because we had not seen these reports. So we didn't invite her. But I think Georgina is accountable to this committee because of these many transactions.
Because, Chair, I mean, let's just call this thing what it is. I don't know why we are even going around in circles over this thing. This thing is just a conduit. It's a cash cow. That's what it is. It's a special purpose vehicle created to siphon money from the county using not very clever ways. This is what it is. Now you cannot tell us that Georgina every day is withdrawing whatever amounts of money that she is withdrawing for operations. The board is okay with that. The chief officer is okay with that. Everybody but the Senate is okay with that. Chair, I think so that we also don't waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
I think we should move now towards the closure on this matter. The other time I had said you need to declare Kikotech a scene of crime. You were a bit hesitant. I'm not sure you will be more hesitant.
Yeah, I think those who are raising hands, that is unprocedural. I said all communications are made through the governor. If the governor feels fit, a particular person should respond to a matter, the governor will make that decision. He is the chief executive of the county to respond to the issues. So, honorable members, these statements that have been given to us are only for 2 months. The period from April 2020 to May 2020. And that means maybe we have other questionable transactions which are contained in the complete statements. So I would direct right away that Governor, you when you go back, you provide the complete statements from when the account was opened to the current date, so that the members can see the magnitude of the problem, because this is just for 2 months. It's just for 2 months. So any other question before we move to the third issue and fourth issue?
I think Chair will say we move to the third and fourth because there's a bigger elephant in the room that I'm curious to engage on, and where I would also want the input of EACC.
Yeah, we have EACC have a substantial report which they are going to give. But members, clearly we have noted inconsistency in the operation of this account. Yes. In fact, the argument that the money that was given, the 168 million was used to purchase the assets, the audit report says there is no asset register for this particular company. So how do we even confirm the 168 without an asset register? Number two, there is no justification for cash withdrawals. There is no justification for cash withdrawal at all. So this particular lady, Mutembei, we are going to give directions on how we are going to engage her further. So Governor, let's proceed to the third issue for clarification.
Thank you, Chair. Question number 3 was, or issue number 3 was requiring that the financial performance report of the Kitui County Tax House Center since inception to date, clearly indicating the profits and or losses made. And there is a report there on page
just Governor, hold on. Just hold on. Senator Eddie Okech, you know, is a highly rated financial analyst. He has just discovered additional issues. So, Senator Okech, please raise them before I go back to the Governor.
Chair, there's a serious problem here that I wanted you to actually just recommend that within 7 days have Georgina come here, and the board chair was the corresponding board chair at that time.
He's here, the board chair is here.
But I was following online, you know, we had been nowadays very technical. I heard the way chair talked, and I had a problem with the chair. Because this Georgina issue, when anybody withdraws money, there has to be narration, which you are simplifying to be Georgina Mutembei. If today I asked you, 700,000 was withdrawn in April, what was it for? As a chair, you cannot be able to account for it. But the reason why I'm now almost going to the understanding of the senator for Kitui, Chair, I want you to check page 5 of 5. That's a revenue account. It's almost a concluded revenue account. You can see there is a debit there of 8 million. Are we all there? Page 5 of 5. From the revenue side, there is 8 million leaving the revenue account, going to the operations account. Because I'm really running 2 accounts, revenue and operations. Chair, are we there? Then, page 5 of 5. There's 8 million from the revenue account going to operations account. Now, I want you to turn to page 3 of 3, which is why I'm getting really, really jittery right now. Page 3 of 3, 28th of May, 2020. 28th of May, 2020. Are we there? Yes. Georgina Musembi.
These are the payments, not what that means.
It is 3 of 3. That's what I have. No operations. Now, because I come from, I was tracking the money from revenue to operations. Because that's a similar month, right? So we are on the operations account 3 of 3. Georgina Musembi withdraws 1.5 million. That's very little money for this Kikotet, right? Yes. It's just an operations amount, isn't it? But then go with me to 29. That is a day, literally a day after. Okay? A day after, 29th of May, 2020. The same Georgina Musembi withdraws 644,000. Very, very small pocket change, corresponding to the money that has come from revenue account. Chair, why is that not? I think under Article 125 of the Constitution, the Georgina Musembi must come and explain for us these accounts. And I would further ask that we get the entire corresponding accounts, not for only these 2 months, but for the entire financial years that Georgina Musembi was the acting CEO, the CEO of this company. Because there is interesting that's happening here, that we must get corresponding narrations to these withdrawals, Chair.
Very well. We are going to make recommendations at the end of the meeting, touching on Georgina Musembi. Because the transactions, however much you try to explain, are not explainable. There are clear signs of fraud. So we will have her to appear before us.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, issue number 4 was the ownership status of the land occupied by the Kitui County Texas Center. Ecotex occupies approximately 1.2 hectares of land, being a portion of LR Jangwidia/Kaveta 994 and LR Jangwidia/Kaveta 174. Both the parcels are registered under Siongela Youth Polytechnic, and both the chair of the BOM and the manager of the Polytechnic are here. And we have annexures showing that after official search, which was captured, yeah, so that is the ownership of the land as per our record. There was some other record which was showing there was a company which was formed known as Kitui EPZ something, with some directors, and when we changed CRTL, really the people appearing there were not even officials of the county. And it seems there was an attempt. I don't know whether it succeeded, but I doubt.
Do you have that document with you?
I think it was part of the document which was sent. I can't see it here, but in the document we sent earlier, there was such a document. Did you include it here?